name is Morgan Beatty, and I'm one of the 4-H agents here in Wilson County in the UT-TSU Extension Office. This video was filmed as a part of our Wilson County 4-H virtual summer during our day camps that we're doing all summer long. So if I refer to the recipe or the workbook or whatever that was in their packet and their boxes that they got along with their camp boxes for our virtual camp, that's why. So if you're here from the virtual camp, I'm glad that you're getting to watch this and do this recipe along with me. If you're not here from the virtual camp, I hope you can also still enjoy this video. Thanks. So in your workbook from your packet, there is a recipe for summer sugar cookies. And so that is what I am going to do today. I'm going to make the step-by-step, go through the process of making the summer sugar cookies. If this was a normal day camp or a normal cooking club, right, we'd all be doing this together, but because this is all virtual, here we are, and I'm doing it by myself in my kitchen for you to watch. But I'm actually going to zest things up with some lemons and make some lemon sugar cookies with a lemon icing, just like the recipe in your book. So if you hate lemons, you can just kind of skip this step, but I think it makes for a really cool recipe. So I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna show you all the things that you need first. Okay, so before we even start measuring out our ingredients, I just wanted to remind everybody to make sure that you wash your hands before you start cooking and handling food ingredients. Wash your hands for 20 seconds under running water with soap, and you'll be good to go. We will need 2 sticks of butter, 1 cup and a half a cup of sugar, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 large egg, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 a teaspoon of salt. If you're like me and you're making these lemon sugar cookies, you will also want to zest and juice your lemon so that you have about 2 to 3 tablespoons of lemon juice and 2 to 3 tablespoons of lemon zest. Okay, so now that you know what ingredients goes into your cookie recipe, we're gonna go ahead and start mixing some of these ingredients together. We're going to start by combining the butter, sugar, and lemon zest together and beating with an electric mixer until well combined. Add your egg and lemon juice, then mix together again for another minute or 2. Slowly add in your flour while stirring, and add in your baking soda and salt as you stir with a spoon. Once everything is completely combined, you're going to cover with saran wrap or aluminum foil and store in the fridge for 30 to 60 minutes. So why refrigerate your dough for 30 to 60 minutes? Well, refrigerating your dough before you bake it is supposed to help keep the cookies from spreading when you put them in the oven. So therefore, when you take these out and you bake them, hopefully they'll be nice, rounder cookies that are a little thicker and chewier and softer in the middle instead of flattening out on the pan when you bake them. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so the cookie dough is ready. It is in the fridge for 30 to 60 minutes. I greased my pan. I preheated my oven to 350 degrees. This is a cookie scoop from Walmart that you can actually get from Walmart. It's pretty cheap. You can also just use a spoon if you don't have a cookie scoop. You don't have to use one of these, but I like them because it makes the cookies look pretty uniform and about the same size. So what you're gonna do is you are going to use your scoop or a spoon to scoop out your cookie dough. Make sure your hands are washed because you're going to roll it up into a nice cookie ball like this, right? And then on your cutting board or your plate that you have spread your sugar out on, you're just gonna roll it around, make sure that it's nice and covered, completely covered in sugar, because that's what makes it a sugar cookie. It makes it nice and sweet and wonderful. And then place it on your pan. You're gonna place your cookies about 2 inches apart so that as they cook, they don't cook into each other and make one giant cookie instead of a bunch of little cookies. And that's it. You're just gonna keep doing this until you've placed all of your cookies, on your pan, your cookie sheet, or whatever it is that you're baking on. And then when you're ready, you're gonna pop them into the oven. So while our cookies are in the oven baking, we're going to go ahead and make the glaze for the top of the cookies. So we're just going to make a lemon and powdered sugar glaze, just a simple glaze. Gives it a little bit of an extra like sweet lemon flavor just right on top to finish off the cookie, make it really good. So let me show you how to make the glaze. Okay, so to make the lemon glaze, you're going to start with the lemon juice. So you're gonna just add a couple tablespoons or so of lemon juice into your bowl. Definitely start with the lemon juice instead of the powdered sugar because if you start with the powdered sugar, it becomes really hard to make it smooth. So start with the lemon juice and then gradually add spoonfuls of powdered sugar to your lemon juice mixture, and then just start mixing it up until it's nice and thick and the consistency that you're wanting it to be. Okay, so it's been some time later. I've pulled my cookies out of the oven and I am going to ice them with my icing that we made. So just, you may have to give it a little bit of a stir because as it sets, it thickens. But yeah, it should be thin enough that it's runny, but thick enough that as it ices onto the cookies, it will harden. So you're just going to take your icing and just spread a very thin layer on the cookies and let it dry. And you'll have a nice, pretty iced lemon cookie. And I would make sure that when you do this, you're doing it, and I would make sure that the cookies are and I would, when you pull the cookies out of the oven, I would go ahead and let them completely cool down. I think that the icing works a little bit better when the cookies are cool versus when they're hot. It just seems to like set a little bit better, you know, on the cookie. So, okay, so I would not be a very good 4-H agent if I didn't have an egg PSA in this video, since we used eggs in our recipe, or used an egg in our recipe. So just a reminder, anytime you use raw eggs in your batters and your doughs, whether it be cakes or cookies or brownies or whatever, make sure that you remember not to eat the raw cookie dough or the raw brownie batter, just because you want to make sure that you don't contract salmonella or anything like that that could be inside the eggs. You also want to make sure that you wash your hands before you crack your egg, so your hands are clean when you crack your egg, and then also wash your hands after you crack the egg, so that anything inside the egg doesn't get all over your kitchen, on your sinks and your countertops or whatever. So make sure that you remember to only eat cooked eggs, right? Unless they're pasteurized. You can find pasteurized eggs at Publix and other places that are safe to eat. But unless you have pasteurized or special eggs, make sure you don't eat anything but cooked eggs, and wash your hands before and after cracking them. And that's it, folks. So time for a taste test. That's a lemon sugar cookie, all right.